Hey guys, welcome back to the final whistles. Some slight technical glitches there, but we've fixed them. Hopefully that is us done. You're joining us live on YouTube, or if you're listening to us on the podcast, hey there, we're covering game week 17. It's myself and Ben Pescard. We have plenty to talk about. Welcome back. And both of us were on a bit of a hiatus last week and we're back again.
Yeah, I can't believe we're in game week 17 already, by the way. The fact that we're almost halfway through the season, it feels like 2 seconds ago the season was just kicking off, but it's starting to get really interesting. So, yeah, it's
Are you implying that this season is going really fast? Because it's been a bit of a like slugfest for me. Like it's just been a bit of a snooze fest. Yeah, I kind of do get what you mean. It does seem like yesterday when we had that game against Bournemouth at Anfield, you are right. But yeah, some of the performances by Liverpool, it was almost like pulling teeth. And speaking of Liverpool, 2-1 against Spurs. I mean, what did you make of that? Because I feel like we make it harder than what it needs to sometimes. And, quite costly as well with some of the things that happened with some of the injuries to some of the key players. And, I don't think it was a great performance by any stretch of the imagination. I'm being really nice and I'm being, respectful. But, yeah, it wasn't a good watch.
Yeah, well, I watched the first half at the pub, and by sounds of it, that was the right choice because the first half, from what I've seen, was pretty dreadful, to be honest. But I was back home to fully focus on the second half, and I think I got there at the right time because it just kind of blew up, didn't it? Yeah, we won 2-1. Performance wasn't great at all. And the Isak injury probably is the worst part of it all, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like to score and get injured and the team not celebrate it as well. And it was quite a feisty encounter. It did go down. Spurs did go down to 9 men. They were quite thuggish and bullish. Richarlison got their goal back. 9 minutes of added time. Now, be honest, Ben. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being absolutely, how certain were you that, oh gosh, we're going to throw this one away?
I remember saying actually while I was watching it, if it was anyone other than Spurs, then 100%. But because it was Spurs, I just wasn't really that threatened, to be fair. The only way they were going to score was us making a calamitous mistake at the back, which we did for the first goal. So, and if anyone's going to do it in a minute, it would be us. But yeah, I wasn't impressed by Spurs at all, really. And I think it said a lot that they just resorted to trying to kick Liverpool off the park, didn't they?
It did, yeah.
And it's always nice to see Richarlison celebrate a goal that means nothing in the end. We've seen that before.
Didn't he score an absolute worldie against Man United this season? And nobody will remember it. Yeah. Well, we're talking about it now, but yes, I do. A point taken. And of course, that goal against Liverpool as well, and where we just instantly, I know what you were referencing to, but it's not been his first time that he's had one of those games. But yeah, starting 11, happy with it?
Yeah, it's exactly what I would have went for. So I saw a few people complaining about using all the midfielders again, but I feel like if you win with that formation, I think it was always just going to be Bradley in for Gomez. Yeah, so I don't have any complaints about the lineup, and I think he got his subs pretty much spot on, to be honest. From what he had, he didn't have a lot to choose from. Obviously, Isak comes on and scores. And by the way, Isak's goal is a brilliant goal as well. Kind of the injuries kind of overruled it, but it's a brilliant piece of football. All 3 new signings. The pass from Ekitike to find Wirtz is brilliant, and then Wirtz. I mean, I saw someone tweet if that was Gakpo, how many times is he cutting in and just shooting there instead of having the intelligence to just play that little reverse pass to Isak. And the finish is brilliant as well. But yeah, it's just a shame he picks up that injury, and it doesn't look good at all from the reports today. It looks like some sort of lower leg injury. Apparently an ACL has been ruled out, which I think is a good thing for Isak. Kind of impact injuries are normally easier to come back from than an ACL, especially for someone like Isak. So fingers crossed it's only a couple of months, but I think that's about as best as you're going to get at the minute from what we're hearing.
Yeah. So hopefully he will be back. And I'm kind of hopeful, Ben, and optimistic that he'll be back by like February. Like that is the hope.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a shame for him. It's such a shame. He looked good when he came on. And like I say, that the finish for the goal was classic Isak. That's what we signed them for. And I mean, it's a reckless tackle from Van de Ven as well. You're never going to get anything given against it because we score from it. But it was quite a reckless challenge, I thought. But yeah, he got one where he got a chunk took out of his knee about 5-10 minutes before that as well. I think that was Bentancur, so he was getting kicked from pillar to post, wasn't he? But yeah, it's a real shame. But thankfully, we've got Ekitike, who was absolutely outstanding again, and he just seems to continue to get better. And what I really liked about him yesterday was kind of the maturity of it. He didn't shy away from the physical side of it up against Romero, and I mean, he makes Romero look like an absolute idiot on the goal, really, doesn't he? Flinging himself like that.
Razorali's made a really good point as well, because it did get a bit feisty and tenacious towards the end, and Szoboszlai did get booked, so he'll be out for the next game. I think that'll be a huge loss, just period, because he has been undoubtedly probably Liverpool's most consistent player of the season, and again had a really good game against Spurs as well. So
it'll be interesting to see how we deal with that, to be honest, because like the first thing you think of is Isak comes in, play him alongside Ekitike and drop one of the midfielders. But obviously Isak's out now. Endo's out until mid-January, I think. So maybe Chiesa plays, who knows?
Oh, God knows what he's got to do to get a start. I'm sure Arne Slot will find a.
Slot will have himself on the pitch first.
He would. That is a shout. I will not be surprised. Ben. Ben, we spoke about Liverpool. We're speaking about Liverpool. They won, and they've gone on a bit of an unbeaten run kind of streak. Some quite disappointing draws. But I want to get your thoughts on this, because there's been a lot of chatter on social media. I do try avoiding it, but sometimes I do get some teas. Don't tweet about it. I just see the commentary, shall we say. And a lot of people are saying it's not good enough, which I think we can all agree. It wasn't a good performance. Where do you stand on this? Because it's uninspiring football. Is this him just trying to save his job, get some kind of cohesion, some kind of rhythm, some kind of confidence in these players, and then we kick on? Or is this the blueprint? I mean, because that's what I'm kind of reading on social media. So I'd be really interested to hear your thoughts on that. Because at the moment, for me, it looks like he's just trying to build some kind of confidence and even have some kind of resilience if if you are in a bit of troubled waters. But some positive signs now. There's been 2 games now, the one against Brighton, which we missed, and this one where we scored 2 goals and not conceded first. So these are some good signs moving forward. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on this.
I don't actually mind it, to be honest. I think some people might kind of turn their faces up at that, but it is working. The team looks 100% more confident than what they did. You're seeing the new signings just getting better and better. Kirkes looks so much better. Wirtz looks so much better.
Okay.
So if we have to strip it back to this and 6 games unbeaten now, albeit there's some disappointing draws in there, but that's an away win at Inter Milan and Spurs and a home win against Brighton in the last 10 days. I mean, the performances haven't been great, but those results on the face of it, any team in the league would take. So, and would be over the moon to get those results. So I think it's a bit harsh to jump on it. And, we've just spoke about how kind of hectic that game become when Tottenham are just kicking you every time you get the ball. I think it's a hard game to kind of judge them too much by. That being said, if we play the next 2 games, Wolves and Leeds at home are the ones where you want to see a good performance and a good result, isn't it?
Indeed. And speaking about games going on, but let's go back to this one. So there was 2 red cards for 2 sending offs for Spurs, but Cottonator 83, I hope I said that right. Dom got a yellow for what for? Richarlison shot Hugo, taunted Dom, and then Dom gets a card. What did you make of the officiating?
I thought it was it's hard to tell, because on the face of it looks like a bit of a mess. When I feel like always, if you let a game get to that point where people are just kicking each other constantly, then the referee clearly has lost control of the game at some point.
Yeah.
But also, I think he got a lot of the key decisions right. I've seen people saying there was a foul on Romero for Ekitike's goal, and it's never a foul. He gets that right. I think both of them are red cards. He gets those right. So I think it was a bit of a messy game and probably a hard one to control for the referee, in fairness. But I think he gets the major decisions right.
Yeah, I'd agree with that as well. I think it just got a bit too tenacious towards the end, and that's where maybe you want your things. I think there was some technical issues with the again. I'll carry on. Hopefully he'll be back. Let's see what happens. But so that was the Liverpool game. Happy with the points. We're going into Wolves. Let's hope we can beat them. They're out of form as well. Got another comment here. Let's see what this comment says. We have 1 week to prepare and still struggle yesterday. Yeah, that's a fair point. That is a fair point. And he's obviously, I think another thing as well, I think obviously the whole Salah stuff as well, hopefully that's been put to bed. So hopefully things do get better and things do improve in that regard. But yeah, a whole week, and we're not playing on Boxing Day either as well. So hopefully we look a little bit better. But you've not missed much, Ben. Just responding to Reza Ali here. We had 1 week off to prepare and still struggle. I think that's a fair point. I think the whole stuff as well might have been some kind of contributing factor to maybe things looking a bit, disorientated as well. I think a lot of players have had to face the press a lot more than what they've usually had to as well, given what's been going on and off the field. But your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I can see the point. But then again, we're playing this kind of weird formation with 5 midfielders, which a lot of them kind of aren't used to. So I do get the point. But like I said, I just find it hard to complain too much from where we were a few weeks ago. I'm not saying it's good enough. This Liverpool team should be miles better than what we are, but compared to where we were a few weeks ago, I think we definitely are building something.
I love the positivity, and I agree. We've got the 3 points, but obviously it's come at a price. I think that's fair to say. And hopefully we get out the woods and, we start doing better. And that's the aim. Right. What else have we got here? I think we've got another comment. That's the sentiment, though, about slot ball build up.
Let's not even talk that into existence.
Well, stop it. Block you. We're going to block you. Stop it.
Yeah, none of that. I think that would be the final straw. I don't think anyone could defend losing to that Wolves team at the minute.
Oh,
Christ.
Gosh,
they absolutely are awful.
They are, definitely going down. But Ben, let's go to the 12:30 kickoff. Newcastle 2, Chelsea 2. Oh my God! Like, what on earth happened here for Newcastle? In control, looked great. Had 2 goals at half time. It looked smooth sailing. It looked like Chelsea looked like the whole inconsistent side that you've kind of taught them to be. Let's be honest, you've always said that. And I was like, yeah, Ben's right. You actually did come into my mind. I was like, Ben's right. They can't do it. And then the second half happened. And I think, Newcastle will absolutely be lamenting the chances that they've missed. But 2 goals for Chelsea, but I think the biggest talking point for me was, how was that not given as a penalty? He literally took him out. It was Chalobah, wasn't it, on Gordon? He literally just, I don't think so. Like, they didn't attempt to play the ball. I mean, I was mortified at that.
Yeah, I think the only thing that saves him is, on the face of it, it's technically shoulder to shoulder, but to me, a shoulder to shoulder is like 1 step into your, not running the length of the box and just absolutely launching them. Yeah. It's like we all accepted Konate's at Leeds was a penalty, but like when you look at the difference in contact there, just because he slides and he slightly touches him, that's a penalty. But then you can launch someone like that, and it's not a penalty just because he doesn't go to ground. I think that's kind of the flaw in the referee's logic there. But it was a crazy game, Newcastle. You just don't know what you're getting with either team at the minute. I mean, Newcastle started brilliant, but they'll just be asking where was that fight last week at Sunderland. But yeah, to chuck it away, they'll be bitterly disappointed, and Chelsea will be over the moon to get a point. Because no matter what kind of form they're in, a point at St James's Park isn't bad at all.
It's not. It's a tough place to go, and their striker Voldemada is doing so well for them as well. And
Yeah, it's good for him to come back after what happened last week. By the way, I didn't know how. I dread to think what was going through his head after that last week, scoring the own goal at Sunderland, but to bounce back and grab two. And he had the whole thing of Vista scoring in the cup during the week, so the pressure was really on him to kind of fight for his spot. And yeah, he well and truly delivered. So I do quite like Voldemada. He seems like a really nice guy as well. I felt a bit bad for the week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Kind of, Liverpool and Newcastle have had this kind of rivalry, but we kind of need teams around us to start dropping points, don't we? And we were kind of talking just before pressing record about Villa. I know we'll get onto them, but kind of, we're 7 points behind Villa in the table now, Liverpool. So that gap's kind of building and building, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think Cottinator 83. I think it all stems down to our dislike and disdain for Chelsea will always be more far superior to many teams actually. I just think naturally I've never known a Liverpool supporter who's been okay. Who's been okay with Chelsea.
Reece James's free kick was brilliant as well. Fair play to him.
Oh gosh, yes, it was.
And to be fair, I don't know how much he knows about it, but João Pedro's kind of flick with the header to kind of put Chow on his backside and then run through. That was a nice goal. I don't know how much he knows about that flick, but yeah, it was a good goal as well. Yeah, and that's a good point as well. Canada potentially gets God. It's just one thing after another, isn't it? I mean, what would we even Gravenberch at centre back at that point, maybe? If Gomez is still injured.
Well, it's funny, isn't it? Because this time of year, normally in the club, we'd have a lot of injuries, right? We'd be like, oh God, wait, and we could be, like bare to the bones because of bookings and suspensions. So, let's hope not. Again, we hope that doesn't happen. And I think
we'll have to get Nat Phillips back, I reckon.
Might have to. But yeah, so let's talk about Man City. They had a chance to apply some pressure, and boy, they did. A very, very easy win for them. I mean, what do you make of them? Do you still think their chances are a bit meh? Of course, to beat West Ham 3-0 at home, but what do you make of their chances? Because I feel like they're applying some nice little bit of pressure on Arsenal there. And as somebody who's not in a title race now, I concur, we're not there. What a title challenge. You really do.
Yeah, they're kind of grown into the season, aren't they? I feel like I've been saying it for weeks, and I still think Arsenal will win the league, but you kind of get the vibe with Man City that, what are they, 2 points behind Arsenal?
Yeah, 2.
And, when you think about it, you think Arsenal have been amazing, and you think City have been a bit inconsistent and 2 points behind. So if City can take this kind of form into the second half of the season, and then absolutely do it. I mean, I'm so impressed with Cherky, by the way. It's so fun to watch as well. Foden's back to being the Foden of a couple of seasons ago, and Haaland's just Haaland. So, I mean, I feel like with Guardiola as the manager and someone like him up front, you've always got a chance, haven't you? And it is interesting to see the performances of Arsenal at the minute. They're kind of getting over the line in games, but the performances aren't there like they were a few weeks ago. So if they're already hanging on in December, I mean, God help them in like March when they're trying to chase down the Champions League as well.
Yeah, again, that's a really good point there by Cottinator. City are flying at the moment, and Arsenal just about hanging on. I think this is where they're going to have to prove where they're different from every other season, in my opinion, Ben and everybody, because they've been known as bottle jobs. Let's be honest. They've been top of the league at Christmas before in the past, and fallen to the sidelines. So this is going to be a big test of the manager, the players, and also have the signings come to fruition for them. That's my takeaway from this. And I think if they get over that lurgy, then I truly believe then that they might be a big staple in the Premier League going forward. That's where I'm sitting with regards to Arsenal. Good shout there.
It just depends with Arsenal as well, because if we look back and this is their dodgy run, and I mean, I think they've only lost one of the last 22, 23 games in all competitions. So if they click again and this was their dodgy run in the season, then it's bad news for everyone else. But I think they've got some tricky games coming up. And they kind of got away with one last night. Everton definitely should have had a penalty, I thought.
Yeah, it was there, Ben. You take the lead on this one. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought Everton had every right to be kind of agitated by that one. I feel like there was one a couple of minutes before where there was a foul, but I think it was just outside the box. But it was kind of last. I think it was Zubamendi on Barry. And then 2 minutes later, Saliba absolutely boots him. And how many times have we seen that given as a penalty and then suddenly it's not? I mean, going back years, I remember Liverpool conceding one at Brighton in the COVID year. I think it was Robertson and Welbeck, I think, where they kind of collide, and that was given. And I was really surprised that they didn't give that. I feel like it's one of those where maybe if the Everton players made more of it, then they would have folded and give it. But yeah, I was surprised that wasn't given. And Arsenal just got over the line again, just like they have been in recent weeks.
I don't think it was a great game of football, though, Ben.
Nah, I was expecting more. I don't really know why.
Yeah, well, I mean, because I think by logic, Everton are having quite a decent season as well. So you thought they might have been upsetting them somewhere, like they're not.
They missed die.
Yeah,
definitely missed and died. They kind of missed that, and Dewsbury Hall. They kind of missed that kind of ability to get out and kind of counter because it was just coming back a lot of the time, wasn't it? And as good as Grealish is, he hasn't really got that pace to kind of transition properly from defence into attack. But yeah, I thought there was a chance that Arsenal would drop points. I mean, it's a good win for them, to be fair.
It was, and some other games. Bournemouth won, Burnley won, Brighton 0, Sunderland 0. I think that's a good away point for Sunderland there. Wolves 0, Brentford 2, and Leeds 4, Crystal Palace 1. So those were the results from yesterday. Today, there was only one game for us, Ben. It was quite a big one. Manchester United 1, Aston Villa 2, Aston Villa at home. Rodgers scored 2 gorgeous goals, in my opinion. We've spoke previously on this podcast. I've kind of thought that their great form was a myth. I think I've discussed this with you in the past.
Yeah.
You had Crystal Palace for that. Lo and behold, they lost 4-1 to Leeds. Top 4 looks very serious for them. They are literally, I think they're 7 points clear from us.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's 10 wins on the bounce now for them in the league, which is just absolutely mental to think about. I mean, there's people saying that they're in the title race, and I know it sounds like an obvious thing to say, but you kind of are until you're not, aren't you? I mean, they're 3 points behind, so of course they are at the minute. Yeah. Whether they can keep it up, it'll be another thing. But yeah, Rodgers is on fire at the minute. 2 brilliant goals, and he's saving my FPL team at the minute as well. So shout out to him for that.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, he's doing really well. I think he's getting a lot of hype, and rightly so as well. And yeah, it just seems so mad because Aston Villa started the season so poorly. And
I think they didn't score a goal until like halfway through September. I think they didn't score a goal for the 5 games or something.
Yeah, and this
Funny
is
enough,
what
I think it was actually. I think Harvey Elliott scored the first goal of the season for them, and then he hasn't played since.
Oh gosh, poor guy.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some Liverpool supporters out there that are saying free Harvey Elliott. But I mean, Man United, what do you make of them? Because they had that game on Monday, which was a great game of football, like a Monday night football bonanza against Bournemouth. Losing away to Aston Villa, I kind of anticipated that they would fold here with Aston Villa's form, but from a Liverpool perspective, a draw would have been very nice.
Yeah, I don't know. Man United is so strange at the minute. Like, they definitely are improving, but they're also showing signs that, I mean, conceding 4 at home to Bournemouth is never good. But scoring 4 at the same time is really good. So the performances are definitely improving, but they're still still always think that you've got a chance against them, haven't you? Like, you don't kind of fear them. I know they beat us, but if we were to play them tomorrow, you would still fancy your chances against them. Yeah, Villa winning the league would be the ideal situation, wouldn't it? It would be funny. It would be great to see something like that, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I can't see Arsenal and Man City not winning it.
Yeah, I'd be with you on that one. But yeah, in an ideal world, it would be nice if Aston Villa just kind of snuck in from behind and just
give it to someone like Bournemouth. Just give it to one of those in an ideal world.
I mean, they were one of my favourites to get top four last season. I wanted them to get top four, not they were favourites. So I was quite gutted that they.
Yeah. They looked like they were going to, didn't they? And then they just kind of collapsed. And they're on a pretty bad run of form at the minute as well. I think they've plummeted down the table now.
Yeah, they are.
And Leeds with. I mean, West Ham, by the way, they're really feeling it now. I think they're 4 points off safety, and I think they've only won one of the last 7 or 8 games or something. So they're under some serious pressure. I mean, Wolves are definitely gone already. I don't think anyone's going to argue against that. And I think Burnley will join them. But Leeds would have been the pick for most people to go down with them, but they're kind of proving everyone wrong, aren't they?
So, yeah, I mean, Bournemouth are 14 now. God, 14, crikey, 22 points for them. That's really bad. They're actually hovering. They, like at the bottom somewhere. So the 3 teams that are in the drop at the moment is Wolves, Burnley, and West Ham. We've got Nottingham Forest that play tomorrow, but they're on 18 points. Who do you think is going to go down? Do you think it's the 3 that are there, or do you think there might be like a little resurgence by a team like maybe West Ham because they have got quality players?
Yeah, I just can't see West Ham going down. I don't know whether it's just the whole thing of thinking the club's too big to go down because the performances have been shocking. One thing I would say with Leeds is they've picked up some good results lately, but I think they've got a really tough run in until about February. But then the end of the season, the last 9-10 games are all winnable. So it could be one where they get dragged back down into it. One that I would keep an eye on, and I don't know why I've started to get this feeling, but I feel like Brentford could end up. I know they had such a good start, but I feel like they could quite easily get dragged into it. If Thiago stops balling.
Yeah.
I just look at the squad and a couple of injuries, and would Keith Andrews, as good as he's been, if they was start getting dragged into it, would he have it about him to pull them back out of it? I'm not so sure. And if Thiago, who's been on fire this season, if for whatever reason his goals kind of dry up, I think they could get dragged into it. Not to say that they will go down, but I think they'll finish lower than what they are at the minute.
Yeah, I had them down at the beginning of the season, Ben. I had them down as a team that's in serious trouble with all the players that went out, and obviously the manager going as well. But they proved me wrong. They obviously beat us as well. And I watched this. I do think it's quite exciting that it's not just 3 staple teams, and I'm so thrilled that a team that's doing so well. Coordinator again, 83. I got a feeling Arsenal will drop points against a team we would least expect unless they pick up their chance creation or a penalty or a set piece, because that seems to be the way that they win. But Ben does not judge them for that. A win is a win. I obviously take it as well.
The point is right, though. The point is right. You can win by set pieces, but if they were to, whatever reason, kind of dry up on that front, then the worry would really be there, wouldn't it? They do struggle to create chances more and play. You kind of just looking at Odegaard for how talented he is to just grab a game, and he just doesn't. As much as we take the mick out of them and take the mick out of this player, but Bruno Fernandes, for example, when Man United is struggling, everything will go through him. He's kind of got that personality where he'll try things and he'll not worry about getting them wrong because he knows he'll pull something off eventually. I just feel like Odegaard kind of just shies out of games. I don't know whether it's something to do with how they're set up. He kind of feels like he's not got it in him to kind of, but I feel like Arsenal just screaming out for that player to just drop, get the ball and make something happen. But it's all a bit kind of robotic at the minute.
It is. Watch this space regarding Bruno Fernandes as well. I'm looking forward to that injury update as well. I've not really read anything. We've just come straight live on here. Ben, of course, there's a game tomorrow night. I think it's Nottingham Forest. They take on Fulham. That's us done. Any final thoughts or takeaways you want to put out there? And if not, where can people find you on social media and what are you working on? Plugs.
Yeah, so just on my Twitter, you'll find all my work. Should have a fair few articles up with kind of interviews this week in the lead up to Christmas. And one thing that I can't believe, there's only one game on Boxing Day. That's so disappointing. It's like the best day of the year, Boxing Day football, and I think there's only one game. I think it's Man United Newcastle. pick up some points over Christmas. Wolves and Leeds at home. Fingers crossed, he needs it.
Indeed. Right then, guys, that was the Final Whistle podcast. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for interacting with us. We will be back covering those games over the festive period. Take care. Till next time. We'll catch you soon.